We were sort of picked up originally as they thought we'd be a good pop rock type of, play a bit of rock and roll, a bit of pop. And that's how we did start. And you can see that in the attire, in the early clips. Mm-hmm. When you're kids, you want to get up, you'll do whatever it takes to get into, get signed up and get on the road. We were really happy at the time that if we could just work in clubs for the rest of our lives, it was better than our day jobs, you know what I mean? And you could travel. So we thought, if we could accomplish that, touring around the world just doing clubs, hey, we've got a life, So everything else became a bonus after that. Even Bond came into the picture, which 6 months later. Everything, we had like the key then to just go straight to rock and roll because he could deliver it, and he had his own style and his own, and he influenced the band a lot to go more into the rock and roll thing as well.
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Mm-hmm. You're on a flatbed truck.
Yeah.
Bon is playing bagpipes. And then these pipers turn up as well. Now, it's an incredibly modern clip when you look back at it, actually. I mean, how did that all come about? Where was the idea from?
Nobody told me I was going to be on a truck.
No, it's when we got there. Yeah. But we were on it, and we were
And I was trying to hang on to it, the bloody thing.
That was the idea, was to get a bit of press as well. But it was a good idea, And then just recently we had one, stiff up. Look, they stuck us in a Hummer in New York. We've done this already, all this shite, Can you come up with something better, But that worked. It really did. It's one of the in fact, the track went to #1 in Aussie, and it stayed there for ages, and it's been covered tons of times by other artists.
Or Let There Be Rock. I mean, that's a clip that they can show. Mm-hmm. And I have to say that video is particularly amusing. Mm-hmm. Tell me about it. It's the one with...
in a church? In the church? Yeah.
Bon is the preacher, and you're there as, I presume, choral boys, although you've got a kind of halo...
A thing on, yeah.
A halo thing on.
That's right.
We were told it was going to be in a church which we thought was great. So, but when we got there...
Nobody told the vicar. Nobody told the guy that owned it, They just asked if they could use his church for the day. It's me being... I being dumb, probably, not knowing much about the world anyhow. I mean, I couldn't... From the first shows we ever done, like, say, in America, you had those people picketing and stuff. And I used to always think, geez... what are they picking us for? We're not even hurt. Yeah, we just got there.
But at the end of that video with Bon on the pulpit, and then he gets up on the top and then he jumps.
He broke his
ankle when he did that. And that's the last... in a way, it was good in a way because it was at the end of the video. It was the last thing he had to do. And off he was, tramped off the hospital, and we were all going, see you, Bon, we're going back down to the studio. And the poor guy's like, but give me some Jack Daniels for the trip to the hospital,
For the pain. So you make Highway to Hell. How did you approach that record? Because, I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, I think it's it's such a defining moment in the band's career.
Well, we had started in Australia, hadn't we? We started with a couple of tunes together. I think If You Want Blood was one of them.
Yeah, and we had
And so there was that, and there was a couple of other ideas we had. And then they got a hold of Mutt Lang, and Mutt Lang said, well, send us a tape of what you got. Ready, So it was a case of, a lot of those tracks were done over the weekend, wasn't it?
2 days. Yeah.
2 days, some of them we had, like Highway to Hell, we had we had pretty much together, and a few of the other ones, and then sent them off. And Lang said, sounds good, I'll work with you, so... Well, he had a good...
great ears.
Good ears for sound. He was meticulous about sound, getting right, guitars and drums. And so he would zero in. That was his, he was brilliant with that.
Did your period of mourning, so to speak, though, did that actually influence the album in any way? Because obviously everyone looked at the title and the start of the album with the bell.
Well, it was all there. We knew what we were going to call it, because it was our thing for Bond, It was, we'd call it Back in Black, We knew all that. The bell, we wanted the bell, And we wanted it in black, And... you try convincing a record company with a guy that's just passed, the front guy's just passed away. You try convincing them you want an album called Back in Black, and you want it black, and you want this big bell in it too, called Hell's Bells.
And the record company sent us a pink jacket, for it. And we'd sent the album cover back 6 times each week, and No, until finally, when it becomes black, it'll be right. All black. Nothing on it. We want it embossed, so you don't need white lines on it. It was all of that. No pictures. We settled in the end for a slight grey liner on the side, but even at that, we were. The pressings were going on, the whole thing. So we'd managed to get virtually what we wanted. But we toured in the States for 6 months for Back in Black, and I think it was the week we left. It came in about 189 or something, and it just hung, move up 2, move up 3, and by the time we finished, it was around 50 in the States. And then when we got to Australia, about 3 weeks later, it was number 1 or number 2 in the charts, and we were saying, that must be a misprint, We didn't think it was us, that they've screwed up here. But it was real, and so we were all chuffed about that. But of course, the band were all over the world in different places. It's not like we could all go and have a celebration or anything, We just thought, well, we'll find out when the check comes, won't we?
Still waiting.
We're still waiting on it.
Any day now.
The one thing I also need to ask you about to do with the bell itself was the recording process involving the bell.
Yeah. Oh, that was Tony, the engineer, Tony Black. He spotted out, he went round a few churches here in England, didn't he? To try and, record, good sounding bell and things. And then when we were going on tour, we, and said, well, we'll get a bell, a real bell, so that to get one cast, And then there's another one with some church. He wanted to, they wanted to buy it off us, with that thing on it, Hell's Bells.
Did you sell it to them?
No, it's still there. We still got that bell.
Yeah, I'm wondering what church it was, a Church of Satan or something.
What are your favourite David Mallet kind of productions or things that he's directed for you then? What are the ones that you personally really love?
Well, I thought Thunderstruck was like the max. He took it to the max then, with the big, and all the kids behind the stuff, He just had this, he was really good at coming up with things, and as soon as he'd tell you about it, you were expecting, here we go, what are we going to get, We're going to get snow dropping on you. We're going to get... But he'd come in, the first thing he'd do when he comes in, he goes, I've been listening to that song now for 2 days, now look, I've got this bit, and I've got that bit, but what's that next bit, and he'd get his little lesson, and he'd go... And so he'd learned the guitar of it. And then he'd go to work. You know what I mean? He really does. He's the best director we've ever worked with.